Good afternoon and welcome to this webinar all about the Assessment Library. So today we're going to concentrate on one of these cards on in our set work and product inside, but I'm just going to quickly explain the two of them and where you can find them. So we do have two assessment cards and they do slightly different things. We're going to concentrate today on looking at the ready-made assessments, but I will every now and again talk a little bit about the differences between these two and when they can be used. But we're going to concentrate mostly on this one here, which is the assessment library and the ready-made assessments there. However, this other tool is a way of you customizing, creating your own assessments. So for example, you can narrow it down to one skill. So let's take for example, place value, and you just want to look at ordering numbers to 100, then you can create an assessment just on that skill. Or it could be that you want to a couple of those skills in place value, but not the whole topic that you want to assess on there. So again, using the custom assessment there. Or it could be mixing and matching up. So for example, a couple of place value, a couple of shape skills, and maybe a data handling skill in there as well. So that's what you want to assess. It could be something that these skills you've covered throughout the half term, and that's what you want to assess them on. So the custom assessment tool, there you can narrow it down to small little chunks, or you can mix and match it up different topics or different skills there. But we're going to look at the ready-made assessments today. They are similar to the other assessments in that they do not happen in the games. The children won't see the games. You will see the questions beforehand, so you'll always get a preview, and that's the same as the custom tool. You will see the preview. For the assessment library, the questions, each time you use it, the questions will be very, very similar, if not the exact same, but the numbers will change. So for example, if the first question is looking at rounding a number to the nearest 10, then the first number might be 56, and then when you come to do it again, the number might be 64. So the numbers will be changed, but the question will be the same. With both assessment tools, that you will be able to see what the children have got correct and incorrect, and you'll be able to narrow it right down and see which ones they have got right and wrong. But the news feature would be the assessment summary, and that is available on both, and we're going to look at that shortly. So with our assessment library, it is a growing bank of assessments. We currently have, and it's all aligned to the national curriculum, so we currently have, for example, a bank of topics, so your 5 addition, your 5 fractions, your 4 fractions, etc. But we also have the ready to progress criteria in there as well, and they've been created into assessments as well. As I said, this is a growing bank, and we're looking at, for example, other assessments. We're working with teachers who are going to help us create them and put them on Sumdog so that they are ready for you to use. The idea behind this is to take away the amount of work and time it takes to set these up here. So they have been already created for you, so all you need to do is look down the list and choose which one you want to use, rather than going in and creating it yourself. As I said before, you will always see the questions beforehand, so you'll be able to click the preview button, which I'm going to show you on the site in a second, and you'll be able to see what the questions look like before. Then, for example, the next time you go in and you preview it, again, as I said, this number might be 700 instead of 800, so the numbers will change. You can differentiate, on Sumdog we can differentiate, and that's the same with the assessment library. So you can choose a whole class, you can choose a group of children, an individual, or you can choose children from different classes to assign this assessment to. So over onto the live site, so once you log in to your Sumdog account, you'll be able to see at the top here, set work. Now, at the start, I explained that we had two, and we've got them here, one here and one here. This one up here, top right-hand corner, is the assessments, the custom one there, where you can pick a skill or a few skills to assess your pupils. The assessment library is down here, clicking on Create and View. And it takes you through a couple of little steps here. So you're going to choose your students who you want. And as I said, you can differentiate and either choose the whole class, one individual, or you can choose from different classes like so. Then choose your ready-made assessment, so picking the year group, and then assigning them. Let's look at fractions, year 4 fractions there. And as I said, then when you click on year 5, you'll see the ready to progress assessments in there, and then the year 5 assessments, topic assessments there. Naming it, that will pop up on the student side, so keeping it nice and clear. So again, this is going to be their year 4 fractions checkup. I'm just going to see how they're getting on with this here. It can be whatever you want it to be. It will pop up on the children's side, and obviously you've got characters there. So I might put, for example, September 21, so that I know when I come to look at it again, that's what they did there. Time allowed, given the children amount of time to take there. So again, when we come to preview, you might want to come back and change it. So let's right now say 15 minutes. And then when it's going to be available from and until. So it won't pop up on the children's screen, it will not be visible until this date and time. And then again, how long you want it to be on their screens, just for the next hour or so, or the next day or the next week, then you can change them available until date. So down here, preview, you see the questions and the answers there. Obviously, the children won't have it ticked for them. They'll see one question at a time, and it won't be in games. So this one is 25 questions. So I might want to go back, and I'm maybe going to change it and give them 45 minutes to do this one. I want them to give them plenty of time. When you're ready, happy, then click Set Check, and that is it done there. To view the results, then you can click on the results up here. And you'll see this one here, it's just live. There we go, so nobody's done it yet. Let's have a look at this one here. So clicking on results, the new reporting, you're able to see who has completed it and maybe who hasn't started it. So you can see here. Then you're able to see the spread of the class here. So we can see it spread out here. You can see that 3, 80% and above. But we've got 2 down here that have got 20% or below for that there. You will see the highest and the lowest scores down there, and you're able to see a detailed report, and that will take you to the old style, but we've still got it in here for you, the tick cross right or wrong, so you can still download that onto a spreadsheet or print it out as well. And you can, for example, use filters here. There we go. Clicking on the question, so up here we can see number 14, only 2 children got it right. Then I'm able to see the question and the 2 children that got it right and what the other children chose. However, going back to this big section in the middle, this is to highlight the most challenging questions. So you can see here, this has been quite tricky for the children. There's 9 children who have got it wrong. If you click on the little down arrow, there we go, it's the same question as I've just shown you, but you're able to see, okay, these 2 children chose this one, and it's able to help address any misconceptions. So for example, here, what they've done is they've just put it all together. This one here, they've not looked at the placement in columns, so they've obviously identified this as being in the tens column or put it into the tens column in there instead of the ones. And obviously this one here as well. So these questions are to help you, for example, just have a quick look and think, okay, greater than, less than, fantastic, but I'll maybe do a wee bit of work with this group here and so on as well. So, okay, right, need to go back over rounding to the nearest 10. Just quickly start the lesson with a couple of these children or the whole class, but you're focusing in on supporting these children and making sure that they're having a go and getting it right with the examples. So this section here, great for identifying misconceptions. So just back to this here, just to kind of quickly recap the assessments. It's live data, and I'm going to give you some examples of how you can use it. But again, it's getting marked for you and it's giving you that summary. You've still got the raw data, for example, the tick cross there, but this is just giving you an idea quickly of, right, okay, so they did actually really well with this one. I'm really pleased, or okay, I'm going to look at this a little bit later to identify where we go from next there. As I said, you'll always get to see the raw data, and you can download that to a spreadsheet or you can print it out. The new part in the middle is the misconceptions, so you're able to see what the children chose as their answer, so that will be able to help you identify, okay, let's go over a couple of examples with the children or with the whole class, and I'm going to focus in and keep an eye on this group here. So some ways you can use this, and I've got both of these tools here because I did address that at the start. Great for checking up on that prior learning. So before you starting a topic, let's say before you start place value for year 4, you might want to set up maybe place value year 2, place value year 3, and just kind of set those up, quick little assessments just to say, okay, right, I need to maybe go back over this bit before we move on to the new learning. So it's great for the start of a topic just to quickly do an assessment on that, and then that'll help inform your planning and what you need to go back over, if anything. You can also, as I said, create a topic assessment, so use maybe the custom assessment at the end of term, and just kind of setting up those skills in one assessment that you've covered this term, and just kind of using it as a kind of end of term little maths quiz, topic maths quiz. Great for motivation across the school, so because these templated assessments, these ready-made assessment library, then you can use them throughout the school when you come together when you're doing your motivation, then they're great for that. Also, these can be used, both of them, maybe more, for example, assessment library at the end of a topic or near the end or at the start, but the custom assessment can be used for formative assessment. So just for example, during the couple of weeks you're teaching place value, okay, let's assign them this skill to do 10 questions very quickly on Sumdog, and then I can see, okay, right, tomorrow we need to go back over that lesson. So just adapting your planning as you're going along. Could be 5 little questions just at the end of each lesson for the children, if they've got devices to log in and kind of do it as part of the kind of plenary, help you build up that data, build up what you need to go over in the next couple of lessons, or what you can move straight on to. So great for identifying those next steps throughout the topic, not just leaving it right at the end or doing it at the beginning. So all of this is covered in a Sumdog subscription. If you have a subscription, then get started. Please let us know if you've got any feedback. You can contact our support team. I'll give you details in a second. You have also got your account manager, Ewan Kennedy. So if you don't have a subscription, or you're wanting to chat to him a little bit more about the assessments, then you can reach out to him using either his email or you can give him a call. Any technical questions, then you can get in touch at support@sumdog.com, and also check out our webinars, and we also email you to let you know, for example, when next webinars are coming up, so you can join them live, ask questions, or for example, just register and the recording is sent out to you afterwards. Thank you very much for joining this afternoon, and if you do have any questions, please either get in touch with support@sumdog.com or you can contact Ewan.